Woo-hoo-hoo. The good news though, you're nearly there. All my life I've been a traveling man. All my life I've been a traveling man. Staying alone and doing the best I can. Working on it. We're gonna learn it together. Shigoo, Mike's Music Method. Come on in, everybody. We are doing a full measure by measure tutorial of Blind Blake's Police Dog Blues. Oh, if you want to jump in, timestamps are littered throughout the video. Jump where you need to go. But I just want to spend a moment talking about the song and welcome to everybody new. Holy cow. If you guys don't know Blind Blake, what an amazing picker. This like predates Merle and Chet, all those guys by quite a while. This guy was like, what, born in like 1890, recording in real early on. Amazing stuff. This ragtime style of playing is quite unique. Sounds so amazing and it's incredibly complicated. So if you're a newbie, don't even try it. Check out this Travis Pickin playlist, do a bunch of that stuff. Of course, I encourage everyone to have a reach for the stars piece, but this one is real complicated. It's also open D tuning, so have a bit of a background before you dive into this one. I want to thank Louis P for reminding me of how awesome Blind Blake is. Thank you, Louis. Listen to this recording. Man, it is old, and I hope one day we have the technology or someone spends the time in remastering this and cleaning it up, because I'd love to hear Blind Blake a little more intimately than how bad and hissy these early recordings are. So of course, that being said, it was a heck of a time transcribing this one. There are some measures that are just impossible to hear, no matter how much I tried. That being said, I feel really darn good about this tab, really accurate, and I'm gonna walk you through the whole thing, every little finger of the left and the right hand, and we're gonna do it together. I'm gonna encourage you because it's not easy. One more time, timestamps are down below. At the very end of this video, we do slow run through. So once you get the first 4 measures down, or the first 6, whatever, we run the intro separate, we run the verse separate. And so always check in with those timestamps at the end of the video, because I'll say this 100 times, you want to make sure you're learning things before you're just aimlessly practicing them. Get 4 measures awesome before you go doing 20. Get 2 measures awesome before you go doing 4. Take your time. This ain't an easy one. Even if you don't want to tackle it, put Blind Blake on your playlist, shuffle play some of his songs, and this and like Do-Ah Diddy are just like fantastic tunes. He's amazing. So even if you're not going to tackle this one, put him into your playlist this week. Without further ado, go snag your tab. It's free. So go to mikesmusicmethod.com, download the tab. The tab will be up here on the screen, but it's so much better if you have it printed in front of you. So get the thing printed, and you're just going to have a better and more fruitful practice session and practice weeks if you're not staring at the screen and the thing is printed and on your coffee table next to your mug of coffee. Who's going to sponsor? Come on, I need some Mike's Music Method coffee, by the way. Who's going to sponsor a Mike's Music Method brew? You are. Thanks. Open D tuning, but we'll talk about all that. Let's do it. Tuning. We got open D, so D, A. So A stays the same. So E goes down to a D, A stays the same, D stays the same, G goes down a half step to an F sharp, B goes down a whole step to the A, E goes down a whole step to D. Nice D major chord. Now note here in the recording, he's either in open E or open D with a capo on the 2nd fret. I'm not going to do that. It's easier to tune to open D without putting more stress on the guitar, or so I'm told. I'm no luthier, but open D is more gentle on the guitar. And if you capo the 2nd fret, it makes it really high to do the harmonics, because then it's way up on 14 and you need a cutaway. So let's just do open D, but if you want to play along with Blind Blake, throw a capo on your 2nd fret. Check it out here. Measure 1, I'm just doing the harmonics on the 12th fret. You guys probably know how to do harmonics. If you don't, I'm just hovering above the 12th fret, above the piece of metal, and getting the ring out, and it's just descending. I'm using all my fingers. I'm doing ring, middle, pointer, thumb. If you don't know PIMA, it's a good shorthand to talk about this. P-I-M-A. Thumb is P-I-M-A. It comes from Spanish or Latin word. So I'm doing A, M, I, B. Then he does it again. Now we got measure 3, and things get hard right off the bat. So what's strange here is just the big jump in the right hand. And I don't know what the best way to handle this is. I'll tell you what I'm doing and give you some alternate ways, but I would definitely experiment. This isn't going to be a one-size-fits-all thing. What I'm doing, I'm hitting 5th string open, then I'm hitting the 2nd string open, and I'm doing that thumb pointer. Then it's kind of like I'm putting down a D chord, but I really only need 2 and 3. So I got that's the 3rd note. So open with the thumb, open with the pointer, 2nd fret with my middle finger, back to the pointer finger, but it's the 3rd fret and I'm bending it. Then after that bend, I'm using my pointer finger again to hit that 2nd string open. So 3, 4. Then it ends with a walk up. I'm doing open, 1, 2 on the 5th string. So 3, 4. I suppose you could do more with your thumb. You almost do everything with your thumb, but that's easier for me. Thumb, pointer, middle, pointer, pointer again, then walk the thumb. Measure 4, I'm hearing like the 5 chord. If you don't know this shape in open D tuning, we got the 2nd fret here on the A string, then the 1st fret on the G string. And that's kind of what he's implying. There's some extra color. He's most of the time playing around with his ring finger also being on the 2nd fret of the B string. So if you're not used to that, just kind of make sure you're moving in and out of that just so you can get to it quickly. Because the picking's hard enough. You don't want the left hand to be hard too. So what we're doing here is we got thumb, and then thumb again is how I'm doing it. Thumb on 5, thumb on 3. Then I'm doing middle finger, then pointer finger does the 2nd fret on the 2nd string. Thumb, thumb, middle, pointer, and that's the strings are 5, 3, 1, 2. Second half of the measure then, I'm pinching the 5th string in the 2nd. Now it's up to you if you want to. I know I just played the pointer here. You can double up on the pointer finger or alternate, so then you're pinching thumb and middle. It's your call to experiment here. So we have, I'm actually doing it with my middle finger there. You know, if it feels more natural to just do pointer twice, that's fine too. But after that pinch, I'm lifting up the chord and my ring finger is playing the 3rd fret of the D string, and I'm definitely doing that with my thumb. Then pointer finger does open on the 3rd string, thumb does open on the 4th. So then ending pinch these two. Thumb, pointer, thumb. Really cool. So that whole measure, 3, 4. Measure 5. I changed how I picked this quite a few times on my journey of learning this song. This is how I'm doing it now. Thumb on 6, middle finger on 1, both open. Then I'm moving all the way to my thumb on that 2nd string, and I'm hitting the 3rd fret there. And I'm playing my pointer finger on that same string, but doing the 2nd fret. So that's 3, 2 are the frets, but I'm doing thumb pointer on that B string. So thumb, middle, thumb, pointer. So in my mind, I'm like keeping the Travis picking going, where it's like 1 and 2 and the downbeat is always a thumb. At the beginning, I was kind of doing different fingers, but I was trying to like run it with all my fingers, but I just trying to get it up to speed. I wasn't very good at it. So I got thumb, middle, thumb, pointer. Then we have the same little theme again. Same as in the previous measure. At measure 6, we finally get a little break here, where it's just typical Travis picking. Thumb on 6, middle on 1, heavy thumb on 4 and 3, so feel free to brush a few of them there. Then pointer finger does 2. So 6, 1, heavy on 4, 2. Thumb, middle, thumb, pointer. Second half of the measure, I'm doing thumb, middle again, but it's 5, 1. Heavy thumb on 4 and 3 again. But then there he's hitting the third string on the way up. You don't have to be super precise. Once you kind of get what the right hand is doing, you can kind of be a little more loose with the string sets. Thumb, middle, thumb, pointer, thumb, middle, thumb, pointer. And that pointer finger can brush up. You don't have to be super precise on all of them. 3, 4. Timestamps are down below. Go to the end of the video to do a slow run through of that intro. Make sure you got it real good, bit by bit. I'd rather hear 4 beautiful measures from you than you sloppily rushing through 16 of them or whatever. Now we start singing here in measure 7. So similar to the previous measure, 6, 1, heavy thumb on 4, and then 2. So that's exactly the same. This is almost exactly the same too, except at the very end, he brushes, he doesn't just hit the third string, he doesn't just hit the third string with his pointer, but he brushes up on that chord we already talked about, right? It's like a 5 chord, be the, I guess an A major in this key, right? So I'm putting that whole chord down. So we got 2, 1, and then the 2. We already talked about it. So 3, 4. And then that leads us into the next measure. We call that an anticipation because we played the chord a little bit early, right on the and beat of 4 instead of on the 1. Then we keep going here. And that measure 8 is really cool. Back to normal Travis picking here. Thumb and, so I got 5, the strings are 5, 1, heavy 4, 2. And I'm doing thumb, middle, thumb, pointer. Second half of the measure, same thing, thumb, middle, heavy thumb, and then I lift the chord and I brush with that pointer finger. 3, 4. Really cool. Measure 9 is the same as 5. 10, we have that open ringing out and we keep going here. It's that same little, like, what you think of as like a normal D shape, but we don't need that finger. And it's actually open at first. So 6, 1, 4, then I play 2 and put that ring finger down. Thumb back to 5, and then my middle finger hits the top string, but now it's a 2. Then my thumb does 4. So check out the thumb pattern here, actually. It's Travis picked, but it's 6, 4, 5, 4. 6, 1, 4, 2, 5, 1, 4. So I'm not really thinking of it as a chord now that I'm like playing it and explaining it to you. I'm doing one at a time. Third finger, middle finger, right? Just staggering them in place as they come. Measure 11, we go back to that this chord, that 5 chord. And similar to before, but not really. We have the thumb on the 5th string, pointer on the 2nd, and then I'm pinching here, 3 and 1. Then my pointer goes right back to the 2nd string. So thumb on 5, pointer on 2, pinch 1 and 3, thumb in middle, and then back to the pointer. Then it kind of repeats that, but it's just a pinch. It doesn't end on the pointer. Next measure is really similar, measure 12. I'm doing a heavy thumb there on like 3 and 2. And then I'm lifting the chord and brushing up with my pointer finger. So that measure, 3, 4. Heavy thumb. So at the end it's just a thumb brush. Otherwise it's the same as measure 11 was. And 13, same as 5 and 9. But 14 is a bit different. Starts exactly the same as 13, but then just a heavy thumb at the end. 15 is the same as measure 3. Measure 16, so we walk up, but now we do a little different move here, which is cool. We just have 2 and 2. on the A and the G string, so 2nd fret and 2nd fret there. That doesn't help you, that does. And I'm going to pinch those with thumb and pointer. Then I'm going to do my middle finger, gets the 2nd string to ring open. Then I'm jumping my thumb down to hit the 4th string, so pinch, middle, thumb. A little weird because I just played, right, that 3rd string with my pointer finger, but now I'm going to play it with my thumb. It's just, it feels easier that way, easier to keep the rhythm for me. And then, same exact move, but I go to just the 1st fret on the 3rd string and I do the same thing. Except now I lift that note and I hit it with my pointer. So, pinch, middle, thumb, pointer, and I lift that note. Whole measure, 3, 4. I just played it with the wrong finger. 3, 4. Yeah, and then 17 is the same as 5, 9, and 13. This ending's fun. Just he varies these open endings up all the time, so however you want to do them. But this one he's doing 6, 1, heavy thumb, kind of a heavy brush on 2. So 6, 1, heavy 4, brush up on 2 and 3, and then he does a pinch, 6 and 1, and the thumb along on 4. Perfect moment to stop, go to the end of the video, do a slow run through of the verse, make sure you got that solid before moving on. There is still quite a bit of new material. The song does loop that verse quite a bit, so that's a good news, but man, do we have some other fun and goofy parts up ahead of us. Let's check out 19 here. It's so cool and funky. So I'm going way up to 7 and 6. Let's try this. So I'm going to pinch I have 6 and 7. What I'm doing is I'm going to pinch the E and the B string, 6 and 2. And then I'm doing immediately followed by my middle finger. So thumb and pointer, middle, and then my thumb goes to 4. But he's bending that 7. And it sounds pretty ugly, really bluesy and ugly. So right after that thumb again, we move the chord up, or whatever, that harmony, instead of 6 and 7, just move it up to 7 and 8. And it's, sorry, I'm not explaining it well. Yeah, so it happens on an and beat. Pinch and thumb, then I move it after the thumb, and I hit my pointer. So it's not a pinch here, but it's my pointer. And then I pinch 6 and 1. And it's hard to tell on that 8 because he moves so quick. I think he's still bending that 8. So pinch and thumb and pinch. Pinch and thumb and pinch. That right hand's goofy. Just practice it alone. Pinch and thumb and pinch. Pinch, middle, thumb, pointer, pinch. Because then you got to put the move in between it. Always break these things apart, right? Learning, we want to learn before we practice, and that might mean if you're stumbling like crazy, it might just be way too hard for your right hand and the left hand, so just isolate one, make sure you got them, go slow. The slower you go, the quicker you're going to learn. I know, it sounds dumb, but it's true. Let's do 19, slow, 3, 4. 20's pretty darn similar, starts the same, but I'm on 7 and 8 now, so I moved up and I stay up there, and it looks the same as the previous measure. Pinch and thumb and, but now instead of moving up the chord, after hitting that one, I'm just moving this one up. I'm just having my ring finger go to 9 for the pinch. Alright, so instead of sliding the whole chord here, it's just keep on 7 and 8, and then I add that 9 with my ring finger at the end. Thumb and pointer, middle alone, thumb alone, pointer, then pinch when I put the 9 down there. Let's do 19 and 20 together because they're so goofy. 2, 3, 4. And there's something about the bends, like where he's stopping them, that I still can't quite get it as cool as he's got it. Yeah, maybe the second one he isn't bending and it's just a bend here. Whoops. Anyway, Blind Blake kills that part. It's super fast. It sounds so weird and bendy and awesome. In 21, we hit these open Ds. I'm doing thumb and pointer there. And then we get the harmonics on the first, second, and third string. And I'm walking down ring, middle, pointer. So, and they're all quarter notes. Pinch, harmonic, harmonic, harmonic. It bleeds into 22 here. We continue down and do the harmonic with our thumb on the fourth string. Then back to the first. And then he does quick ones here. So that whole measure is harmonic on the fourth, harmonic on the first on quarter notes. Then we have 4 quick notes in a row, but it's harmonic on second string, third string. And then he lifts his hand there and hits open on the D string. And then he gets his all the way to the first fret. So while you're doing those harmonics, you gotta move over there. So fourth, first, second, third, open, 1. And I'm doing that, how am I descending that part? Thumb, thumb. And I'm doing middle, pointer, thumb, thumb. So 3, 4. Yeah. And 23 here looks kind of reminiscent of the verse, but a lot more color. So we're doing that chord again, but we really only need the 2 here and the 1 on the third string, because there's he doesn't actually play the second string, he colors the first one instead. Cool. So I'm doing thumb on 5, pointer on 3, pinching 4 and 1 with thumb and middle, and then right back to the pointer finger on the third string. Pretty cool. I suppose you could pinch with your ring finger if that's easier for you. It's not as big of a jump. And then we're going to pinch the A string and the high E, but I got to put my pinky or my ring finger down on the 3. We're gonna bend it, so I'm pinching these 2. It's the second fret and the third there. And then we lift it. And you can alternate your right hand, do like middle pointer, or just do middle middle, or pointer pointer, whatever you wanna do. Then thumb on 4, and pointer on the third string there. 3, 4. 24 is a doozy. So later on in the song, it seems really clear to me that it's like one note going on here, but other times it sounds like he's picking one. So whatever is easier for you, you can kind of do a double pull off thing. We'll talk through it though. So we're on that same chord shape, and I'm pinching like we just did a moment ago, the 2 and the 3 here with my thumb and middle. But it goes all the way to open, so it's pinch, definitely a pull off to 2. Now it's up to you if you want to pull off again or just play the open. Whatever you think sounds cooler or whatever is easier for your hand. Then we put our ring finger down now on that 2, so now we do need it. I mean, I guess you could have that down the whole time, honestly, like if you double back to the previous measure there, 23, like I suppose you could just have that ring finger down, so it's one less thing to think about, unless you're using it to bend or do the hammer on or pull off, right? So let's try that. We're pinching, and you can pull off the whole thing or hit the open again. Then I'm gonna pinch 4 and 2, and that's open with the second fret. Then right back to the top string. I'm using my middle finger there. And then lift it, and I'm pinching 5 and 2 with thumb and pointer. And we know that motif. So that whole measure, 3, 4. One more time, 3, 4. 3, 4. We've seen 25 a bunch. 26. It's a little different. Let's check this out. We got 6, 1, 4. Then I do the second string, but it's the 3rd fret. So thumb, middle, thumb, pointer. And then here we got a crazy part coming up here. Our first, like, for real cool little instrumental bridge here. Second half of the measure. Check this out. Playing open on the 6th string. I'm hitting the 3rd and 4th open with my thumb, and I'm gonna walk up. Not chromatically. This one goes up to 1, but this one's 2. And then there we walk up chromatically. So open, open, 1 and 2, 2 and 3. That whole measure, 3, 4. And right into the next measure, we walk it up again to 3 and 4. And my pointer hits the top 2 strings open. And you want to kill the sound there. So it's like 1 and 2 and 3 and. So hit thumb, pointer finger, pointer finger, pointer finger. Then we walk it down. Whoops, sorry. Really cool. I'll be honest, it's hard for me to get this part up to speed. I still don't know which fingers to commit to here. But we're descending 4, 3. And I would just, if you're playing the chord like this, I would just descend the same way. 4, 3. Then you hit 2 on the next string. So 4, 3 are both on the D string. Then go down to the G string. I'm hitting open with my middle finger. Then I descend twice again with my thumb on the D string. 3, 2. I'm doing a down up with my pointer, thumb again on 2, and then I'm lifting and hitting them open and going up with my pointer. And that's only at like 60% speed, right? So go slow with that. I would consider different fingers. Well, let's talk through that one more time though. Let's go from 27, where we're way up on 3 and 4. I'm doing thumb, 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 pointer, thumb, thumb, down, up with my pointer, thumb, up. Like I said, you might have a better way to handle it. It's fast, it's goofy, it's not easy. Take it slow. Shoo, the donation pitch. Guys, Mike's music method survives and strives off the value for value model. What that means is all the content is out there for everybody to get for free, to share, to spread the word, spread the love, spread the knowledge, spread the picking goodness. But for me, it isn't free. It is a true labor of love. I love doing it, but it is a lot of labor. So I spend a lot of time on this channel, and I just ask that you give back the value that you are receiving. Some people might not be taking private guitar lessons and learning like 3 or 4 songs from my channel a month. Maybe that's worth $160 a month, $120 a month. I don't know. For other people, you're learning a song here and there. Can you spare $10 a month, $5 a month, $1 a month? I don't know, but I'm a real guy. And if I was teaching you there in the flesh and you were learning this much stuff from me and I was your neighbor, you know you'd buy me a drink once in a while or bring over a loaf of bread or something, man. You know, buy my kids a Frisbee. Like if I was a real guy in your neighborhood, you'd help me out. So think of it the same way. I'm a real guy, just in a different neighborhood. That's the value for value model. All the ways you can do that are at mikesmusicmethod.com on the donate tab. The easiest and best way is just to pay for one on my website. So instead of signing up for the free plan, sign up for the $5 Nickler or the 2 token tab. And sign up that way. That's a great way to support right through my website. Otherwise, Patreon, PayPal, you can snail mail me a check, Zelle me, whatever works. It's all there. One other thing, I have an all-access Atkins plan. It's $14 a month. But with that plan, you get access to both my ebooks, which is awesome. A replay of my fingerpicking workshop, which is awesome. And the course I'm working on, the Guitar Journeyman Lesson Course, where I plan to just try to imbue all my knowledge into that course. So the $14 a month plan gets you all of that. I mean, each ebook is like $24, so $14 a month gets you both ebooks. It's a steal. So go check that out. But again, it's a value for value model. $2 a month, even a lovely email encouraging me goes a long way. Onward with the tune. Poon definitely go to the end of the video, do the slow run through of that whole, whatever, I guess first instrumental section or first bridge, all the way to measure 30. Good news is, verse repeats, I don't want to say identical. There's two measures for sure that sound a little bit different. We'll talk through that as well. But just know that is the bulk of the song. There's still one other goofy instrumental part. It's hard, but you're doing great. That's a huge accomplishment. Sit there for a long time, feel good about that, do slow run-throughs, and even if you can just play all that, it's going to sound awesome, and you could even end there. But for those who are eager, or for those who have returned after a break, let's tackle some more of this tune. Blind Blake, you little devil. Good news is, look at 29. We know that, and then 30. Fairly easy there. You can pinch thumb and middle or thumb and ring on 6 and 1. Thumb goes all the way to the 3rd string, back to the 1st, then 6, 4, 3. Pinch, thumb and thumb, thumb and shiboom. Excellent, guys. Make sure you're doing that slow run through. Now let's tackle the second verse. Very similar to the first verse. That's good news. There are some exceptions, so let's talk about those. 31 and 32 are exactly the same. Exactly the same as the beginning of verse 1, so is 33. 34 is new. Check this out. A little tricky. You could always do whatever measure this corresponds to in the first verse. Don't feel like you have to learn this new stuff, but it's pretty cool. So let's do that. We got pinch 6 and 1. And then I double up on that top string. And my thumb goes to 4. My pointer finger goes to the 3rd fret on the 2nd string. So 6 and 1, 1 again, 4 with thumb, then pointer finger on the 2nd string, but I've got the 3rd fret down. And again, you can double it up really quick or alternate fingers. It's your call. Second half of the measure is 6 string open, then I've got the 2nd fret on the 1st string. I'm doing that with my middle finger. Then what I'm doing here is I'm pinching 5 and 2, and you gotta hammer onto this whole chord. That chord that's like 2, nothing, 1, 2, right, that one. I think you guys see that. And you got the tap. And what I'm doing is I'm gonna hammer on both of them. And then right after I hammer both 2nd frets, this one goes with it because I'm immediately going to hit that 3rd string, which sounds the 1st fret. So pinching 5 and 2, hammer both those 2 down, but I'm going to hammer that index finger with it all at one time into the whole chord. Because right afterwards, my pointer finger is hitting that 3rd string with the 1st fret. And I'm not sure if that 3rd note is even in there. I mean, this, like I said at the intro, this old recording is like, it's really hard to hear what's going on. I try to use software that like isolates different vocals from the guitar. Doesn't really help. I wish there was a way to remaster this and make it sound better. Maybe one day someone will do it. The technology will be out there. Let's do the whole thing nice and slow. 3, 4. Then measure 35. We're already in that chord that we need to be in, and this is the same as the first verse. Same with 36. 37 as well. Cool. I don't know if 38 is new. Is that a slightly different ending? If so, 6, 1, heavy thumb 2, 6, brush on 1, thumb. 39. Yeah, this is another one. Pretty much inaudible. I don't know what's going on here. One way I'm hearing it is like this. Kind of with that bend. We've seen that a bunch in the song. And I'm definitely hearing that low 2nd fret. So we're just going to end that measure. Open on 5, 2nd fret on 6, both with my thumb. That's one way I hear it. But I swear, when I listen again, I'm almost hearing it more like measure 35. But I'm hearing that note at the end, so it's really confusing. I don't know. What I'm saying is I don't know. I admit defeat on this measure. I can't hear it on the recording. Someone remaster this Blind Blake stuff. But here's how I'm doing 39. Measure 40 is a little bit goofy. We're coming off of that second fret on the low E string, and then I'm putting my ring finger down on the second fret of the G string, and I'm doing 6. So I'm coming on that last measure there, but then it's a third string with a thumb, then I'm hitting my middle finger open on the top string, right back to the thumb. Then I'm lifting the chord. As I lift it, my thumb hits open on the 5th string. My pointer finger goes down to the 3rd string, and I jump back to that 3rd string with my thumb. Then I'm doing pointer on the open, back to the thumb, and then thumb again is open on the D string. Now when I've been practicing it, I'm playing open on the 3rd string, so I don't know where the mistake is. I don't know if I'm practicing it wrong or if the tab is wrong. Either way, it sounds cool. Let's do that slow. 3, 4. And then back to the part we know. And here's the 3rd string open at the end instead of the 4th. 3, 4. Both sound cool. 41, I've just played and we all know it. 42 is new. We've got just new dancing on the open. 6, 1. Then I'm pinching 4 and 2 with my middle because I go to the pointer finger on the 3rd string there. And you can even do thumb, ring finger, then pinch with the middle to the pointer. It's up to you. And right after that, so sorry, let's do that. 3, 4, 6, 1, pinch, 3. And after that, we pinch 6 and 1 again. Double up on that. This very last note, open on the D string, is leading into the next part. So I'm kind of thinking it as like a pickup to that next part. So 43, let's talk about this cool instrumental break, similar to the first one, but not the same. Same little theme here. So we're starting 4th string open, that's the pickup beat, and then we kind of do the same chromatic idea. Open, open, 2, 1, then we move up chromatically. And then it ends on open, so it's we hit the open one first, then both of them open, 2 and 1, 3 and 2, 4 and 3, open and open, so 3, 4 and 1. Then it does it again. So the second time, it's just that same walk up without a pause in between it. Just try to get the feel of it here. Instead of counting rhythms, I'm just kind of feeling it out. So we'll do the pickup from 42, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So cool, especially he blazes it. I'm using my thumb, but I suppose you could use like your index finger, like the nail of your index as if you were strumming. I'll do the end of 46 here because it's goofy. So after all of that, we are pinching 4 and 1, then hitting the 2nd string open, then I'm putting that chord down, and I'm starting with just hitting the thumb on that A string. So I know it just says 2 in the tab, but I am gonna prep the whole chord there. And this is what's weird. Now that pickup beat, we have the root of the chord. Usually that should be the downbeat, but it's the and of the beat in this case, so it's really goofy. So 47, instead of starting on that note, he's already played that note, so he starts up higher. So we've just played that in the previous measure, and now we have that whole chord down that we've seen a bunch, right? 1st, 2nd, yep. And we're starting in the 3rd string, thumb, I'm doing my pointer finger, then I'm doing my middle finger there, and I've got the 3rd fret down there. So the normal chord, but put the pinky down on the 3, and bend it, 3rd, 2nd, 1st, bend it, back to the 2nd. So with the pickup, 3, 4, and 2nd half of the measure, we lift the pinky, and I pinch 5 and 1. Then I double up on that 1st string. Thumb does 4, pointer does 3. So the whole thing, we'll do the pickup, 3, 4, and 3, 4, and 8. We've talked about this before. It might be the exact same thing. I think it is, right? We're still doing the same chord, but you can do all pull-offs there, right? Triplet or triplet, and then pick that one again. Your call. That is really not easy to do. I'm using my middle or my pinky just because it's hard for me to reach my ring, but I guess a third way even would be to, you can do there. That is when I'm doing a pull-off. Yeah, I'm doing all pull-offs. I was gonna say maybe you could slide, but that doesn't work for me. So I'm doing all pull-offs there. Then pinching 4 and 2. Back to open on the first string. Then we sing this, open, open. Yeah. Coffee break. Oh, stretch it out. Check out Tim Anderson's Original Strength. Do some rocking, rolling, get on the floor, do some mobility, feel good, reset that nervous system. Come back to the video. Don't hurt yourself. 49 is just a real goofy measure. He's just, I don't know what's going on here. It's cool. It's got a weird rhythmic feel here. So we're doing open, open, 6, 3, and then he's hitting the top 2 strings as a harmonic. So I'm doing thumb, pointer, and then middle ring there, but I guess you could do thumb, thumb, do it really quick, thumb, thumb, then pinch with pointer and middle on the harmonic. And that's 1 and 2, and then boom, gong, gang. So we have, so the second half of the measure there is 6 all the way to 2 instead of 3. I'm doing thumb, middle. Then I'm on the A string, I'm sliding from 7 to 8. So 6, 2, 7, 8 slide. Then I'm hitting the 3rd string open. Kind of get that blue note in there. Oh, sorry. The second half of the measure, 3, 4. So the whole thing, 3, 4. Really weird and unexpected. One more time, 3, 4. What makes it harder is it goes into another goofy measure. So we go right into, after hitting that 3rd string, we hit all of them again, and I don't know if he's like strumming it or pinching, right? That's kind of up to you what call you want to make. But he's hitting top 2 or 3, and then he's doing a harmonic. I'm doing 5 in the top 3 and pinching all of them like that. But again, you can like, if you want to just strum them both, if that's easier, that's fine. But I'm doing top 3, harmonic with the 5th string in the top 3 again. And the rhythm there is 1 and is the top 3 open again. So you got open, harmonic, open, 1 and. The end of measure 50 here, we're playing open, 3, and then sliding 3 to 4. So let's try that. I know it's rhythmically getting a little goofy, so let's put it in context, that whole measure there. 3, 4. 3, 4, 1, and 4, 1. Think you guys got it. And it feels weird because we're stopping there, but we have, then we go into 51. So let's do this. Right after we do that, open, 3, 3, 4, slide. 51, we start on open. So we have a whole chromatic element going on here. Open, slide to 3 to 4, open on A, slide to 3 to 4, open on A, but then open on D, and then open 1 on A. And I'm playing everything with the thumb except that open D. I'm doing it with the pointer finger. So 3, 4, 3, 4. Let's go from 49 nice and slow. I know those 3 measures are just weird. Each one's got a different rhythmic feel, and we're kind of all over the fretboard. So real slow from 49. 3, 4. One more time. 3, 4, 1, and 2, 3, and 4, and 1. listen to it a bunch, loop that part of the song. I know for me it was kind of goofy and it took a while for it to get in my head. Shoo, good news is after that walk, open 1, the 2, that takes us right back into the intro of the song way back at measure 4. So you kind of like, it's like, I guess he's viewing that instrumental break kind of like as an intro. Anyways, after measure 51, you go back to measure 4 and you do a whole nother verse all the way to 17. Instead of doing the ending in 18, check out measure 53 in the tab here, slightly different. We've got thumb, heavy brush on the top 2, heavy thumb, heavy brush, back to the thumb on 6, heavy brush, thumb on 4. This is what's weird, right after that 4, you got a quick 6 after that. So it's thumb, brush, thumb, brush, thumb, brush, thumb. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I am doing that double thumb at the end. The reason it's weird here is because we end with the thumb on the 4th beat on the lowest string, which hasn't happened yet. And then make sure you're doing that because when you want to start this next phrase, it feels wrong, but he's starting the phrase on open. That's the phrase. Open on the 5th, 2nd fret, and this is all measure 54. Open again, 3rd fret, open on the 5th, 4th fret. So again, he's playing with this cool chromaticism. Then he does it again in 55. Sounds cooler. Palm muted, 56. Right? So make sure you're practicing that transition though that comes out of whatever it was, 51, 2, 3. Right, 53. Let's go from there. 3, 4. Yeah, you're doing it. Take it slow. This is hard. I'm still getting excited when I land some of these riffs because they are not easy. This is a real whopper of a song. If you've made it this far, man, already huge hats off. You're doing fantastic. Don't be hard on yourself. This is difficult stuff. So measure 57, playing off an earlier theme, but we're hitting 2 opens. Ending's a little weird. It seems like, again, he's just going to that chord a hair early. So again, looks similar, but we got 2 opens at the beginning. Thumb, pointer, and I'll do that however you want. I'm doing pointer, middle, or you can do thumb, pointer, then the pinch. And here I'm doing a double thumb. I'm going into the chord early, and then my thumb in the next measure goes to the thumb on the 3rd string. So just like we talked a bit before, I forget what measure that was, but because he's coming to this chord on the 4th beat a little early instead of the 1st, that means the next measure we're starting in a goofy spot, which is the 3rd string in measure 58 here. 3rd string to the top 1, 2nd string, pinky's down on the 1st for the bend. Then he does a thumb on these low ones again, open on the top string, thumb to 4, pointer on 3. So 3, 4. 3, 4. I missed the open. 3, 4. 59, the tricky measure we've seen a bunch. Here I did like do it as like a pull off. Or I'm actually sliding and pulling, to be honest. Right, slide, then a pull. Yeah, because if I'm doing the pull off, then a pull off, that ring finger, make sure it's got to double up and get back to the 2nd string, where if the pinky does it all, then that ring finger can stay planted on the 2nd string. I know it's hard. I should probably spend more time thinking about this, but right now I'm undecided. But we've seen that before, same with 60. 61's a little bit new. Again, he's playing off that old theme of that climbing up, but it's a little different. So check this out. We got open on 6 and 4. Open, then pointer finger on the 3rd. Then I do 2nd fret and 1st. third, and second, right? That chromaticism. But it's weird because that 4 is the last beat, and then the 3 starts the next measure. So this is another one where you got to be careful of your timing because it's a bit off. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Let's do that slow again. 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then the next measure, I hit the 3 on the 3rd string, open on the 1st. Almost our old little motif there, but then we end on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. And another way, remember this whole song is swung, so it's really got this like long, short, long, short, long. Quick aside, if you're looking to get better at finger picking and want a more systematic approach than just learning hundreds of tutorials on the internet, I've got the ebook for you. Pooh! I'll be quick. It's 150 pages, there's over 3 hours of video demo, but I take you from, zero to hero, or whatever all the cool kids say, where you start with the basics of Travis picking, and it takes you up to more advanced, quite advanced Travis picking. Mainly a alternating thumb ebook, but we do break off of that into some other concepts as well. But if you're into this whole outlaw, country, folk, Dylan, Prying, Towns thing, this ebook is for you. It's just an awesome ebook. I'm super proud of it. Check it out at mikesmusicmethod.com. And it's just a great way to support the channel. It's called Finger Lickin' Cowboy Pickin', by the way. Finger Lickin' Cowboy Pickin'. Check out this amazing artwork. Snag your copy. So if I keep that in mind, it's a bit easier here for measure 61 again. 3, 4, long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short, long. Quick note here, now that I'm looking at 63, when I play 62, I'm doing that final 2nd fret with my ring finger. And the reason I'm doing that is to prepare for measure 63. So we end there, and then in 63, I'm getting that middle finger down to the 2nd fret. And here's our turnaround. Similar chord changes, but different kind of feel and picking. What I'm doing is 6, and then open on the 1st string. That 2nd note is longer though, so it's 1 and 2 and, 1 and 3 and 4 and. So 6, 1, hold that a bit longer, and then we come on in on an upbeat. On the 5th string, pointer finger goes to the 1st fret on that G. And here I'm doing thumb, pointer, middle is open on the 2nd string, back to pointer, thumb goes to the 4th, thumb, pointer, middle, pointer, thumb. And the strings are 5, 3, 2, 3, 4. Then our little motif. Then our ending, 65. We got 6, 1, heavy thumb, and then a heavy brush. Then same thing, 6, 1, heavy thumb. And there he seems to only be hitting like 1 string at the end there. Don't gotta get super picky about it. Pooh, take another break. That might take you, 3, 4 days, a week, a month, I don't know. But we'll call that like instrumental break number 3 in the song. Take that for measure 53. Again, go down to the end of the video, do some slow run-throughs. Even before you do the slow run-throughs, you're gonna wanna stop and really make sure your brain knows what it's doing, right? I'm taking you pretty quickly through this song, but each measure you're really gonna maybe have to isolate the right hand, isolate the left, slow the whole thing down. I want to encourage you to do that. No one learns this song overnight, all right? And if you're, this took me a lot, right? I've been playing guitar for 30 years and been finger picking for a long time, making a lot of tutorials, and this one is still not easy for me to play. So that's my, I don't want that to sound depressing, but my encouragement is that if you're having a rough time of it, it should be a rough time of it because it's hard. It's not just you. It's objectively a very difficult piece. The good news though, you're nearly there. So we go back to the verse. We don't do an intro. We go straight to measure 7 there through 18. So we run another verse exactly as is. Probably not exactly as is. There's always some variation, but I couldn't handle it anymore. The song's already complicated enough. It's basically the same, all right? We'll give everybody a break, including myself. And now here, we'll call this the fourth instrumental break, and it's not that complicated. Let's do it. So check it out. It's all harmonics here. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th string. 3 times in a row, they're all just quarter notes. And then the last time is Measure 70 breaks the rhythm here. 1, 2, and. Sorry. 1, 2, and. Notice I can't count rhythms and it doesn't help me. But note that the third and fourth note are longer, right? Well, the first note's longer too. See, I suck at rhythm. Feel it out. We got. And then into the next measure. 3, 4, down, up, 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 up. That helps me out to like feel that rhythm. We got down, down, up, up, up. Down, down, up, up, up. And then we go into 71. Real similar to what we've seen before. I don't know why I'm hearing a little bit difference here. We got that same chord, right? You should know it by now. Thumb pointer is what I'm doing on 5th, 3rd. Then I'm actually pinching here the 4th, 2nd, and 3rd. It sounds like it's ringing out more. You could also just like strum it down with your finger. Going right back to the pointer finger there. Second half of the measure, pinky goes down, pinch 5 and 1, the pinky down there, and I'm lifting it. And if you want to do a little bend, you can. Then thumb goes to 4, pointer goes to 3. So 3, 4. The same idea. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm doing a slide in a pool, I think. That way I don't have to bother with the... Right? I still haven't decided how to play that part. All right, moving on. 73. Yeah, we know that. And 74. This part trips me up too if I don't pay careful attention to the rhythm, because the first note's a quarter note, so it's longer. 1, 2, and... So we got 6. Then 4, 3 is open, so thumb, pointer. Then I'm doing a quick hammer on, open to 2, and then my pointer finger follows it up. So it's a quick little hammer on there, and that's 2 and 1, because we do the walk again, 3, 2, and then we'll get to 4, but then it changes. But let's just do that measure first, 3, 4, 3, 4, 1, 2, and hammer, and 4, and 75. We get to that 4, then I go open on the first string, then our motif, and we end it on 76, then 76, kind of same turnaround, but in yet another variation on this darn thing. So I've got 2nd and 2nd fret down on 6 and 3, and I pinch those 2. Then I hit the first string open. These are all quarter notes. Then we go to the 1st fret, and I'm pinching 5 and 3 there. And then I hit that note again with my pointer finger, then open with my thumb on the 4th string. 3, 4. Quite done yet. So we go back to measure 5 to 18 for yet another verse. And then, actually instead of doing 18, we have this final different ending. But it's a whole nother verse. Substitute, that final open ending with 79 here. That's it. 6, 1, heavy thumb, pointer, can brush, or I'm doing the 3rd string there. So 6, 1, heavy thumb, pointer, then a pinch. Before I congratulate you, one more little thing in the tab here. If you go to measure 81 in the tab, sometimes this is replacing measure 16. So if you're like really trying to follow the recording, this is a little bit different. So, and it might be easier than 16, or maybe you like it more. So really quick, let's do this, then I'll congratulate you. We got this chord, the 2 and the 1. You don't even need this 2, even though it's, that's the chord that we're talking about. He just doesn't hit that string. Thumb, pointer on 5, 3. Then open on the top string, right back to the 3rd string. So 5, 3, 1, 3. I'm doing, actually, yeah, when I play it, I'm doing thumb, thumb, middle, thumb. Then a heavy thumb here, just like hitting the A and maybe the D string with it. And then our little cool little motif again. Holy cow. Not an easy song. I want to go slow and work on it. Shake my hand. And just when you're feeling like really low and down in the dumps, or maybe you're feeling good about it after a ton of practice, go watch this girl. Yeah, she was 13 years old when she recorded that. Oh, it's painful, isn't it? It is painful. Why do we even try? We try for the joy of it, all right? We try for the joy of it. Okay, fine. I've been playing for 30 years and there's some 13-year-old girl who can play it better than I can. But it doesn't matter because I love playing it. And I'll have a contest with that girl, Maureen. What's her name again? I don't remember. I'll have a contest. I bet I'm enjoying it more than you are, huh? You want to have an enjoyment off? I'll enjoy my guitar playing more than you do. Maybe that's not true either. We can both share an equal amount of joy for the instrument, even though you play the frickin' song better. That's it. Let's do the slow run-throughs. Congrats, for real though. Take your time if you're having trouble. I'm gonna shut up. You're frickin' awesome if you can play the song. Record a video and share it with the community. Do a slow run of the intro. 3, 4. With all these slow run-throughs, keep in mind they should be palm muted. I'm just letting them ring out for clarity so you can hear all of it, but you want those lowest 3 strings palm muted. Slow run-through of the verse. Let's take this from 7 to 18. 2, 3, 4. And I note too, there are certain times where it's a really staccato sound, and that's part of that awesome ragtiminess of it. So I'm either like killing it quickly with my left hand, or I'm like dropping this hand to quickly get some dead notes in there. It's like a whole nother lesson in nuance thing, but just learn to play it good. I know it's already hard enough. Slow run, first instrumental break, taking it from 19 all the way to 30. 2, 3, 4. We all need to work on it. Slow run, verse 2. We're going to take it from 31 all the way to 42. 2, 3, 4. Slow run, instrumental break 2. Let's take it from measure 43 here up to 52. 2, 3. We have the and beat, so it's the end of measure 42. 3, 2, 3, 4, and. goofy. Know you'd have another verse in there, but now slow run through of the third instrumental break in 53, and we'll take it to 65. 2, 3, 4. Yeah. I'm laughing every time because I don't expect to get it half the time. Instrumental break number 4. So again, we'd have a verse in between all that, and here we are in 67. 2, 3, 4. So do this 3 times in a row. Then a different rhythm here. Again to a verse. 79, last measure.